I just feel like I've become numb to politics and controversy. Things that are supposed to be outrageous just make me go ho-hum. I don't seem to get offended or outraged at much of anything anymore. Even when I go out of my way to try to find something offensive, I'm not offended. I see people arguing for survival of the fittest, and that the government shouldn't help anyone except for traditional families. I see people arguing that the government should be empathetic at all costs, even when it causes more problems than it solves, to where it's basically toxic empathy. I see people arguing for blatant white supremacy and the notion that black people are the cause of all of our problems. I see people arguing for anti-racism, that white people and whiteness are the biggest problems in this country. I see people arguing for a purely masculine government and full-on support of patriarchal values, that women should be submissive to their husbands and to men in general. I see people arguing for a purely feminine and nurturing government, and full-on disdain for men in important and powerful roles. I see people arguing against all abortions, even if it would save the life of the mother. I see people arguing for no restrictions whatsoever on abortions, even if the baby could survive outside the mother. I see people wanting it to be illegal to be LGBT, wanting gay sex to be illegal, wanting presenting as the opposite sex to be illegal, and that all forms of LGBT activism should be illegal. I see people wanting LGBT activism to be extremely prevalent in elementary schools, churches, preschools, our entertainment, that 4-year-olds can choose their gender, that puberty blockers have no negative effects, and that trans women are actually biological females who have no physical advantage over cis women. I see people arguing that we should deport all illegal immigrants at all costs, no matter who it hurts, no matter what it damages, and no matter how much it financially costs. I see people arguing that we should have open borders, that we should get rid of the very concept of people being here illegally, and that people who do come here illegally should have access to all government services. I see people arguing that we should nuke Iran, or at the very least, that we should do a regime change there, because Iran is evil and oppressive. I see people arguing that the United States is more oppressive towards marginalized groups than Iran is towards women and non-believers. And none of it really phases me anymore. I know that I'm supposed to be offended, but I'm just numb to it. People have become so polarized and ridiculous about everything. There's no nuance. There seems to be no compromise, no bargaining, no middle ground, and no agreeing to disagree on much of anything. So I don't really know what this means for future content on this channel. I just don't know. Just saying.